welcome to the Houston Media Conference. Is that where we're at today?
Yes,
correct.
Houston Media Conference.
Houston Conference, and this is the whole shebang here. This is the whole thing. You have the people coming in. Now today is only the setup day, so there's not a whole lot of people right now. But, Sean, what's coming next down the pipe? When can they come see us?
Tomorrow.
Yeah?
Tomorrow, bright and early. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but there's a lot of great things you can do here at the Houston Media Conference. A ton of vendors. So we're here as a vendor and as a speaker. You have the Houston Christian University. You got University of Houston. You got a ton of other vendors that are here looking for talent. So if you're an actor, actress, scriptwriter, filmmaker, I mean, it's really...
Well, I know that's it's a little more on my end, but I know that one of the things that we have definitely discovered while we're here is people not really knowing what's out there and how to really promote in an effective way. And I can actually speak a little bit on that in the creative industry, where it's just kind of like you just don't know. You don't know what's out there and available for you. You're more focused on trying to build what you're good at.
Well, this year's different. You know why? Because last year it was you and me.
Yeah.
But now we're three.
That's right.
That's correct.
Sure, we have Mr. Ross over here. Ross, tell everyone a little about yourself.
Hi, world. My name. I focus on cybersecurity here in the Houston area. You know, tech has grown so fast we can't keep up with the tremendous pace that it's going. And in those gaps, lots of little bugs like to crawl in, whether those are software bugs or process bugs, and we want to get those all taken care of. Thinking of us as your internet exterminator. So, yeah, I'm glad to be here, and the guys here at TAF have shown me a good time, and I'm very happy to be with them.
Well, just to add, so I believe you're presenting Sunday, right?
Yes, that's correct. I'm presenting on securing the set, showing how you as a small film crew, spoilers, the document that we're going to be covering in the presentation is going to show you how you can secure your set, whatever the size. And so hopefully there's something in there for everybody.
That's awesome. And Joe, you're doing one on, we did Podcast 101 last year, Podcast 102 this year, and you're going to take it a different route, huh?
Well, we're doing it from a different way this way. I mean, really, we're just building upon what we did last year and the year before. And where we're introducing what a podcast setup is here. And for those that are tuning in, this is the podcast setup that we had kind of envisioned. You have your microphones, headphones, all the wonderful board right here, and everything attached to it is definitively, as you can see from the side view, even the computer and things of that nature. You know, this is all, even the videos, the cameras themselves, we've got 3 set up right now. This is all part of what that first year was all about, or that first lesson and workshop. And now our second workshop is going to be a lot more along the lines of just, okay, you got something established, you're doing the podcast episodes, you're doing all the things you need to do. What's next? What's next is getting people to come view it, is to build a community around it, especially if what you're talking about has a lot to do with bringing more people to the table, growing a cause, or even just in something that you guys all enjoy. I mean, the sky's the limit, but the same problem is present, and that is, how do I get people to come be a part of it?
You know, I want to reflect from last year. So this is our 3rd year at the Houston Media Conference, and every year it's gotten better and better. Last year, we had the opportunity, you were on a panel for one of the ethics in artificial intelligence.
Right.
And that was a big thing where people were just starting to talk about AI, and it was just starting to really, come out. I know ChatGPT has been the big thing.
Oh, even my grandma knows about ChatGPT now.
Yeah, if grandma knows about it, then it's popular. But since last year to this year, there's been a lot that's been going on.
Right.
And if we just look at large language models and we look at it from what we can do now in terms of generating content, videos, it's
reviews,
night and day difference.
It's huge.
You know,
it's completely different.
I'm really interested in seeing if we see any of the creative work that's being done over here, that's going to be reflected in some of those tools.
You know, I think you're absolutely right. I think there's a very there's a knee-jerk reaction that everybody kind of had initially when it came to getting things going. And come on, have a seat.
Oh, I didn't know if you was talking on
You're
on air.
fine. We are, but this is
Absolutely.
perfect. Do your thing.
Okay. I just want to capture some B-roll for Houston Media Source.
Go
Please
for
do.
All right. So this then we
Completely
have
unscripted,
one talk
folks.
or whoever, and tell me y'all on air. Are y'all on air?
it. Yeah,
We are.
that's the whole
name?
point.
What's the name of this?
We're
Weird.
TAF,
Uh-huh.
TAF Solutions.
Here we go.
Absolutely.
All right. You want us to talk who we are? We're TAF
Tell us
Solutions.
about who we are.
Yeah, Joe, do you want to tell them more about
Absolutely.
who we are?
So here at TAF Solutions, one of the many things we love to do is we love to bring people from the community. We bring them awareness about what is happening online, how to be found online, and more importantly, what they can do to better their situation online. A lot of people like to think it's some sort of mystery magical thing. It's not. There's a method to this madness, and we're going to give you the keys.
So, just to let you guys know, we're industry agnostic. We work with all industry makers, and also we look for gaps and deficiencies within your organization, and we help you solve those technical challenges. We got Ross here. Ross does cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity.
Yep, that's correct. So they help you get found online, and that brings you exposure. And exposure can be positive, it can be a little negative, and we help kind of tamp down the chaos with that negativity. So we make sure that you guys are secure against things like hackers or bots or any of those trolls out there.
And you know what? Sunday, Ross is going to be doing a presentation.
Saturday.
Oh, is it Saturday or Sunday?
is Saturday.
Saturday on cybersecurity in the film industry. Check it out. And then Joe, you're doing one.
Absolutely. We're actually taking this setup right here. Last year, the year before that, we've been a part of the Houston Media Conference. And a shout out to Randy and Swamp and, of course, Katie and the commission for having us available every single year. We're talking about the podcast and how to get it running, what equipment you needed. The same spread you see here is exactly what we brought to the table. Everybody was really happy to see it. And honestly, it only costs, this is under $1,500 worth of equipment. It's very easy to get started nowadays.
Minus the laptop, though.
The laptop's a little different.
Yeah.
But what's great is even then I had, it's an under $400 laptop you can get, easy to get. This year we're going to be talking more about how to get yourself out there, through all the different means. SEO, web SEO, websites, yada. It sounds like a lot, but really, once you think of it as like a nice big tapestry, you're taking each piece and you're weaving it together. That's what we have to do to make it in this world now.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Well, it's good, man. So,
Dude.
yeah, it's good. It's excellent.
You know why it worked? Because it was
What's that?
natural.
Yeah.
It was natural. I mean,
Exactly.
we're recording here and we're recording double recording.
Double recording.
So you know what that is? Like
Recordception.
you know what? It's kind of like double mint gum.
Yeah.
Yeah, double recording right there.
There you go. I like it. Are we still on the air, Joe?
We are.
Yes, we are.
I like
It never stops.
That is
Never.
that was cool. That
Get
was
the
really
hustle.
cool. Yeah.
Well, and stuff like that makes the difference for a lot of things. We
I was caught off guard.
no. I mean, I knew she's coming. I was like, I figured we would just talk about it. But
It's cool.
It's good. And when it does, is I was able to show her the whole time on that camera. So it's beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this thing is in front of me, huh? Is that going to be? Is it okay or?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, you're doing just fine.
All right.
And then
I am doing fine.
Yeah,
Thanks.
everything's
See, everything's good.
looking good.
The internet, I'm doing just fine.
He's doing it.
That's right.
You hear that, internet? Sean is doing just fine. I love it.
I'm doing all right. I'm not hungry anymore, so that's a positive.
Look, man, you're a different breed, man. When you start bringing in mayonnaise and mustard and you building out your sandwich,
Hey, man,
hey,
chicken sandwiches, dude.
dude, I totally get it.
That's what I get. If you would have told me a few years ago that I would be struggling to meet a protein goal by eating stuff I usually eat, I would have called you a liar because I used to eat so much of it. Turns out it wasn't enough. It was what I was eating that was not beneficial. It wasn't the amount.
You hear that? You know what happened? He found ChatGPT and he told ChatGPT, help me with my diet routine. And ChatGPT said, we're going to take care of you. Hold my digital
Actually,
beer.
after 2 years of doing everything that I was doing,
Yeah.
I did end up exporting out all of my, because my food catalog is saved. So I was able to export all of that out, put it in ChatGPT, and then I was able to take all the days that I went to the gym. It actually keeps track of all the exercises that I do, because I put it in, and I exported that from the ChatGPT. And I said, based off of this, what changes should I make, or blah blah blah. And then I gave it a baseline of understanding by giving it somebody that I really respected as a, I guess you could say not a trainer, but just somebody who's done it for a long time. Have you ever heard of Lilo Brada? He's a former Mr. Universe champion. He owns his own company called Robar Nutrition. So I gave him kind of the regiment that he had talked about. It actually gave me some really good advice. Really good advice. Targeted to the point where it was like, yeah, you're not getting enough protein. Actually, for your body type and size and blah blah, because I gave it and met my measurements. It's like you need like at least 100 more grams of protein a day. I was
It's crazy. Well, you know, I do want to go back to what you said to date some. I know Ross, you're a little younger, but when you said catalog, the first thing that came to my mind was Publishers Clearinghouse. You know, you could buy 100 CDs for, what was it, a penny or 10 cents or something?
Right.
Some of you out there on the internet that are our age or older probably still owe Publishers Clearinghouse some money, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of that's just gone by the wayside this
Cash on delivery.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure a lot of those CDs were lost.
They sure were, weren't
Yeah.
they?
Publisher Clearinghouse is still around, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think I looked it up a while ago. Let me see.
Do you remember Publishers Clearinghouse?
No, when I hear catalog, I think of Sears.
Oh, Sears catalog. No, we had those too, but no. So you'd get this. It was all over the internet.
Clearinghouse. It was something.
It was
else.
Columbia House.
Columbia.
It was
House,
Columbia
that's what it
House, and there's also no Publishers Clearinghouse. Was that dude with the check?
Yeah, that's what that was.
Like he would come to your house and
Yeah.
like he'd say, you know, you just won $1 million. When $1 million like worth $1 million. Now $1
Yeah.
million like what, worth $20 now?
Yeah.
With the cost of inflation in homes and everything else.
I mean, the
What'd you
Discman used
find?
to be what, 180?
Say again?
The Discman used to be like 180 bucks, and its premier feature was shuffle.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, I've got interesting news. The Clearinghouse or Columbia House, if you recall, specifically had something going on with it, right? Well, guess what?
What's that?
It is now just like Netflix.
No.
Back in the day, you select your DVDs, $11.95 each to get started, and you can but you can buy them. So you can buy them. It's not.
Oh, they
it's,
learned.
It's a mail.
They
it's
learned.
A mail
Ooh.
order.
They learned.
They
learned.
completely changed. Yeah, there's no music on here.
Keeping that digital media alive.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think Napster was recently sued again,
Yeah,
Of course.
if I'm not mistaken. They were recently sued because they owed some money.
man.
So
Isn't that kind of like? But why?
now there's like some back pay or something from.
Oh.
You should Google it, look it up. Like Napster is like all over the news recently. So how
Interesting.
does that work with the Houston Media Conference? Well, we're talking about media. So that's part of media.
Right.
And I guess this is as good a time as any for those of you who are really, really into archiving and preserving digital records. We've been talking about lawsuits here. Archive.org recently lost a lawsuit, and we're not entirely sure how that's going to impact it. What I recommend, not that I have any idea what's going on in your life, is if there's something on archive.org that you rely on, find a secondary solution and back it up to your own drives. And then make sure to have some kind of redundancy in place where your drives are cloned. That way, you'll always have access to your medium, even if archive.org ends up going down.
So this, did you find it?
I did. It says that Napster was recently facing serious financial issues. I didn't even know they were still around.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. But including significant overdue royalty
Yep.
payments.
Yep.
So
They owed
apparently,
money.
basically, but they recently acquired in March actually by Infinite Reality, a tech firm, for $207 million.
You sure it's not Lars from Metallica?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Lars still is pretty angry.
I'm
At
surprised he didn't
Napster.
buy him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that even though he's angry about that, though, he certainly is not angry about Spotify because he's on there.
Right.
They definitely gave into that. I'm sorry. I mean,
Well, I mean, if you look at their production, if you look at their music videos, if you look at their concerts,
yeah.
their production's like something else.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, of course. But I mean, it's just funny to me that there was all that. Well, some people, they champion something. And
Napster bad.
yeah, exactly.
Remember? Do you remember that? Did
No.
you? You've never seen that video?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, well, I was in high school. This is during the time when, we had just transitioned from dial-up, and I got the first cable modem in my neighborhood, and I had a CD burner. No one else had. CD burners were grand those days. Let's just put it that way, okay? So if you had, you had a PC, had a CD burner,
Yeah.
and I had some blank discs.
Yeah.
So people would come over, and we would use Napster. I'd download. Yeah, right. And I would burn CDs. So all the kids in the community that wanted songs, they'd come to me and they'd say, "Hey, nerd, download this music for me and burn it, and I'll pay you some money." So I would make money like that. So I was able to buy computer parts whenever I was in high school by doing that.
Oh man, you hustling.
Well, I did. I mean, it was either buying parts like that or reselling parts, but that's how I was able to keep up with technology.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it sounds like you had an entrepreneurial spirit even back then.
Me, no.
Let's give it a second.
Not at all. Cut it. There you go.
Well, let's see.
Good afternoon. My name is, Lars Ulrich from Metallica. I worked for years to get where I am today. Years and years of playing clubs and recording demo tapes. Me and my buddy, James Hetfield here, have shed blood, sweat, and motherfucking beer to get where we are today. Beer! Good! And now we're fucking wealthy beyond, belief. I mean, the other day was, obvious to me how much money we have because our bassist, motherfucking Jason Newsted bought his very first gold-plated Ferrari, and the fucking thing came with, a crew of naked Filipino sex slaves and this Mexican houseboy, all free, just because he's from Metallica,
This
That's
has all the
fucking
feel
rich,
of
man.
South Park.
So where was I? Oh yeah, all you post-pubescent boys who have bought our albums and our T-shirts and our concert videos and T-shirts, good. Yeah, T-shirts. You loyal fans who bang your heads at our concerts and pay $200 for a ticket, $20 for a CD, $50 for a Metallica T-shirt, and $100 for a genuine Metallica cock ring. You're all fucking awesome, and we'll never forget you. You fucking made us rich. You fucking made us popular. You got us under the cover of, Kerrang! Magazine. I worship you. You, the Metallica fan. Beer. Good. Unless you download it until it sleeps from Napster. Then you're going to motherfucking jail. You're motherfucking meat. You'll be some fat, greasy, tattooed bastard's buttery cornhole. Who do you think you are? I mean, just, because you, made us rich, you think you can get free stuff? Songs that we spent upwards of, 24 to 48 hours writing and recording? I mean, James blew up for you. He ignited into a fiery inferno for you people. Fire bad! Fire bad! Our team of lawyers and researchers have your names, and we're gonna hunt you down like the table scrap pilfering grab asses you are. Grab asses, bad! So to conclude, rock on, Metallica fans. We'll see you on tour this summer, and you Napster users, we'll see you in jail getting gang raped. Money.
It's
Napster, bad!
so this has been over 20 years.
Yeah.
And reflecting on some of the verbiage, because now that we're much older now, and you can clearly see where we were as a society.
Yeah, it's changed a lot.
It's changed quite a bit, and it's an interesting time.
Yeah.
Some
But
things
remember,
have changed
Napster
and
bad.
some things have not changed.
That's true too.
Very
I'll tell you what's changed though.
Years ago, over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Man, that's
Because I remember at the lawsuit when one of the founders of Napster, they were at the lawsuit, and he took the CD
yeah,
and he handed the CD over to his friend
yeah,
to show the resemblance. Okay, this is a digital file. I'm gonna hand you over the digital file because I'm sharing. That's what we're doing. We're just sharing, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with the CD. I bought the CD, but I'm gonna share it with you. You can listen to it.
yeah.
And that's what he was trying to get across was that's what the whole deal with peer-to-peer networking was, right?
Absolutely.
Back in the day. But trying to get that concept over with what are you doing? Peer-to-peer, we're just sharing.
Yeah, and torrenting has really changed the game on that.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Torrenting, yeah. Now it's I don't know, back 15 years ago, it was it was sharing, news hosting and binaries and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's big. I mean, during 25 years ago, we were using IRC at the time.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Internet Relay Chat. So it was text based. So we would share files through that all the time. That was the dark web those days.
It kind of is now too. I mean, a lot of the groups that traditionally relied on IRC have moved to Telegram. But
Really?
Yeah, it's true. So the Russian authorities have cracked down on this pretty heavily, but
Right.
there's been an invested effort from the entire international community to start policing Telegram.
Right.
And yeah, it's because all of the hackers who were once on IRC have moved their wares to Telegram to become more popular.
Well,
and
I thought
more
Telegram
features.
was mostly on the telephone. So is it actually an app that people are using on the computer as well?
Well, that's one of the things. So as crime has evolved and as more people, young people specifically, have entered it, they've you have to adapt with the technology that these young people are familiar with. Just like in a modern organization, you still have to teach people how to use the tools of your trade.
Right,
And that
right.
doesn't change even if you've got a criminal network. I recently saw an expose on the Yakuza and how they're actually struggling to keep up because there's another decentralized group
Right.
of kids getting in. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
Heard about that.
We're dating ourselves, man. So go get your membership at Columbia House.
Yeah, Columbia House is good. You can go ahead and just spend, 2 cents, get yourself a whole bunch of CDs, and when they arrive in the mail, don't say anything and just act like you never got them. And then they'll be like, "Oh shit, well, our bad."
What is this, Amazon?
Columbia House.
No.
Yeah. Like I said, 2 cents. You select 7 CDs,
Yeah.
send them to you, and just be like, "I never got them."
Oh,
talking about?
Joe, support a business. Come on.
Oh no, that wasn't me. But we all know somebody who did, and I definitely know somebody who did. And I was always like, but why? Like, and what's even better is like they would get the CDs that they didn't even care about the CDs they got. Because it was only certain ones that you could get. And I was just like, well, don't you like good music?
Well, because you were forced. You couldn't just get one. You had you had to get like
I guess that's true.
10 or 20 at a time. So
Yeah. Well,
So
7 at least.
what would happen is like in our house, what we would do is, Mom wanted Michael Bolton. Mom
Yeah.
loved Michael Bolton.
Of course,
And-
who doesn't love
you know?
Michael Bolton?
I don't.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's
no
okay.
one cares what you
Joe.
like. Okay.
Oh,
So Michael Bolton for you. Okay, we're gonna play it on the way home. All right, Michael
We're
Bolton.
not doing that.
Anyways, so Mom would get Michael Bolton, and Dad would get, I don't know, Barry Manilow or whatever. I'm just making one up, right?
Yeah.
And I get Green Day. And he comes to the house, and there you go. It's during the Dookie time for
Right.
Green Day.
Right.
For those of you that are Green Day fans.
And yes, that is an actual album name for those
Yes.
that are wondering why he said the word Dookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Like when I was talking to this nice kid, teaching music theory to him, and he was like, "Hey, did you hear that about that new band?" I was like, "What band is that?" He's like, "It's a new band, Green Day." And they just come out with like a new album, and he was just like, "Yeah, it's this new band I found." And I was like, "Yeah, they've been around for a minute." "Oh, they've been around?"
Yeah.
Joe, are we sure you're not just a hipster? You knew Green Day before they were cool.
Well, I think everybody knew Green Day before they were cool, and they're 4 albums in.
Okay, fair enough. I rescind.
I mean, or was it 5? Oh no, it was definitely after Americana. So whatever that one is.
Yeah. It started going south after a while, though.
A lot of bands do.
Yeah.
I
Alcohol
mean,
and drugs, man.
They don't stay the same. Well, the problem is like, they can do whatever they want as long as they're not. As long as the music they're making is good. As far as I thought it's terrible. I don't care. No, it's when they try to experiment to bring in a new audience. I mean, look, you got famous because you did something well. When you do something well, that's when you just continue to do that. Don't deviate too far from it, because if you do, what ends up happening is you're not only are you getting rid of the people that actually cared about you in the first place.
Right.
Now you're bringing in new people who may or may not stick with you because maybe they only found one song good, right? And then later on, but like,
She says in a
Yeah.
Dyson vacuum cleaner. Sorry.
yeah, you're just basically alienating people
Well,
Right.
across the board at that point.
Sean, you've talked this point out before. Shark Tank. You
Yeah.
were saying that you had an observation from that show.
Right.
That kind of goes into what Joe was saying. What was it? It was something about.
Well, it was. I was watching the one where it was talking about the owner of Raising Cane's. You talking about that one?
yeah,
About chicken?
exactly. Yeah.
And one of the he was one of the CEO of Raising Cane's. He was one of the judges, and so one of the guys came out and he was offering frozen goods, but it was in the taste of chicken or shape of chicken, taste of chicken, or whatever. It looked like chicken, but it was ice cream. Oh, wow. And so I think one of the other panels looked at the CEO of Raising Cane's and says, "Hey, why don't you start selling that in Raising Cane's?" And he turned around and goes, "No, we've had the same menu since we started, and we don't deviate from the menu, and that's why Raising Cane's it is where it is today, is because we don't deviate. We're able to manage quality control, keep our costs fixed. That's what we do, and we're going to continue doing that."
Yeah, and there's a lot to be said about that. I'm an Android user, and my dad and I often get into it because he's an iPhone user, and he's really into that. And one of the things he says is that he likes Apple products because they don't have a lot of options. And that was very confusing to me because I love to tweak, I like to mess around, but some people just like to have one or two options to go through because decision fatigue is a real problem.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the same is true for clients too. A lot of clients, if you give them too much, they start to shut down. And so,
well, I'm glad you mentioned that because we've been in business since 2022. Joe and I started, and then of course it evolved in 23, where we went specifically towards digital presence. And then within the past 6 months, we've introduced a new arm, which is cybersecurity. And while we try not to deviate, we are the community technology partner, and we're here to serve, and we want to help small businesses with their technology solutions. So while we try to stick with what we do best, we brought in subject matter experts. That's where their craft is.
yeah.
Using enterprise tools at an affordable rate that makes sense for them, and really just taking care of them. That's why I love this. The Houston Media Conference. This is so great. All these vendors, all these people in the Houston area, the community. You walk in and you get to see so many cool people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what we're missing though?
What are
Raising
we missing?
Cane's.
We are missing.
We do
some
need
Raising
some chicken.
Cane's.
Yeah.
Dude, that's where I'm going after this.
There you go.
It's okay. I have some chicken right in there. I just go ahead and
But that's
eat that.
not Raising Cane's, okay?
No, you're right. It's not Raising Cane's.
It's better.
Well, yeah, it's
home cooked Raising
good
Cane's.
food, but it's definitely not fried goodness. And then listen, I ain't gonna lie. My favorite chicken is definitely this little place in Houston. That was an amazing package they have over there. It doesn't take much. I think a lot of places in Houston try a little too hard to make things complicated.
Yeah.
Like their menus are too big. It costs a lot of money to have all that stuff. And I think the best ones, you got a good recipe. You got to get something good that you can just throw down. It saves you money by not having to do all this extra stuff. At the same time, providing something that people actually enjoy.
So I know TAF is all about technology and innovation and so forth, and we're talking about food products. And one thing that came across my, I was reading a couple of articles, was about an artificial butter that was created.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all have looked at it, but it's interesting because Bill Gates supports it, and I forgot the exact name of it. My mind's going blank real quick. But essentially, it is a product, a food product that they modify. What did they modify? They modified something. I don't know if you know what it's called, Joe. My mind's going blank. It's you know what I'm talking about?
So is it made without animal products? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes, it's genetically modified, but basically it's a company called Savor.
That's right.
It's synthetic butter. It's made from carbon and hydrogen, so it's still using carbon-based stuff.
Yep.
The problem is, obviously, like, what nutritional value does it actually have, if any? Or or is it, like, is it bad for you? And the problem is like we don't really know until later on. So, but it's basically their approach is CO2, hydrogen, methane.
Well, I'll tell you where my fear is, and I'm all about innovation. I'm all about technology, and I'm all about doing great things for the environment, and whatever else. But what concerns me is whenever you take a product like that, then you have manufacturers, or in this case, you have companies that are making food that are utilizing that product. And if you're not aware that that's what's being used in your food, and you're eating that, and you just don't know about it, that's the biggest fear.
I want to point out something else that is really interesting because this has been around for a minute. There's something called a peel, and if you've ever seen it on fruit, you don't really see it down here. You mostly see it in the northern states. It's a little shield that goes, like a little layer that is coated upon some plants, some fruits, mostly fruit, right, and some vegetables, and it stops things from going bad.
So like a banana peel.
Right, but imagine like it's clear and it's coated on, and even worse, it cannot be washed off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's an edible ultra thin layer, right? They say it's edible. We don't know for sure. But what we do know is that they're starting to put it on a bunch of stuff, and my concern always with the Gates Foundation, since they're like a big proponent of this, is that they're very heavily into the vaccine space and healthcare in general, and they've been known to do some shady things with that. So they also have a proprietary what's the word?
Formula?
Formula? No. What's the word
Methodology?
when you're actually like getting something solidified to be your, like, not grant, but
Patent?
patent. They have a patent that basically makes it to where they can use. They want to try and use a method with fruit like basically infect people with the vaccine.
Really?
So, yeah, it's true. And what's wild about that is that this appeal thing seems very similar to what that patent is, And so it's just food for thought, because in the quest for like making it not be something, I just don't want my melons to go brown, or my apples to go brown, right?
I just eat them.
Well, you should, right? It's just like what are we allowing to come across the table to really taint our supply of food? That's the one thing we really should be worried about.
Well, I mean, it's like potatoes. You peel the potatoes, you put them in water, and it keeps it from going brown. I mean, why can't we just keep it with
Pop it in your stomach.
Exactly. You fry them, Joe.
simple.
You just fry them.
Well, that's you could do that.
Yes.
Fried potatoes.
I mean,
Giant chips.
some people like. Well, this is the thing about Joe. Okay, me and Joe, we like to, when we go out to eat for lunch sometimes. Joe loves burgers, and I love burgers too. But the difference between Joe and I is I have to have a burger with my fries, my carbs. Yeah. Okay, Joe's like, I just give me 2 burgers and I'm good to go. See, I feel like there's something missing in my life.
It sounds like lunch.
It sounds like lunch. It does. It does. So, but yes. You see how we've deviated? We've gone from Columbia House Records to pirating software, to security issues, to fake butter,
right?
To frying potatoes,
but
to Joe's dietary restrictions and needs.
These are very important conversations that need to happen.
You know what? But what you need to be doing is coming to Houston Media Conference tomorrow and Sunday. And we're here. Ross will be here.
True story.
Yep. Joe will be here.
I think so. Mostly in spirit.
And if you find him, you may find him with his ice chest full of good food.
It will be there.
So if you're looking for food, Joe's got good food.
I don't have food.
He's got food.
Myself.
He'll probably squirt you with mayonnaise though.
I may allow the people here to have food out of the chest.
Well, and as you know, if you've ever seen Friends, Joey doesn't share food. So
That's right.
be aware, he will not be sharing. You can see the chest, but you will not be reaching into it.
No. So going back to just to put a pin in it, the reason why we're here at the Houston Media Conference is we are a vendor and we're also a speaker. We're here to help the community with their technology challenges, especially in the film industry. We want to be able to help them, show them great ways of being able to run podcasts, how to secure their infrastructure, and not be like Sony, right?
Yep, we'll be talking about that.
And really just have a great time. No?
No, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eat Joe's chicken.
It's my chicken.
Okay, it's your chicken.
No one can have my chicken with me.
Really doesn't share food.
It doesn't, man. It's cool though. It's cool. It's gonna be good. So if you're out here in Houston, come out. It's Town and Country, Northwest Side, near Spring Branch, Houston Community College.
Dude, you're right next to Memorial Mall. Just say that.
It's true.
You're right. It is. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
Well, we're also going to be talking with a lot of people the next couple of days. Saturday, we're probably going to have ourselves, maybe not so like the beginning of the day, we're not going to be doing too much, but I think towards the afternoon, late afternoon time, we're going to be really hitting up, getting people involved. And what we did last year, if Sean, if you remember, we had people sit down and talk with us. And
that was a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was great. And that's exactly what we want to do again. But Sunday, we're going to be fortunate. We're going to be able to do that all day long.
Yeah, so just, Ross knows your first rodeo for this one. And people would come up. We had students that would come up. We'd have artists that come up. And we sit down and they ask us some cool questions about, our equipment and so forth, and tell them about who we are, and really get a chance to understand who they are, what they do. And a lot of them would come out and they would do shout outs to Instagram. They tell them what their TikTok is, and they say, follow me, follow me, homie. It was cool.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah, hashtags. I don't know. I think hashtags are 2024. People are not doing hashtags now.
Doesn't make
people are still doing
less
them.
important.
I mean, I don't know. People,
People are still doing them.
change.
The folders of the internet will not be defeated so easily.
Right.
So we're doing a podcast right now, and I got to ask
Yeah.
you, gentlemen, do you have any podcasts that you regularly listen to?
TAF solutions.
Well, yeah.
You know what? Actually, there. Go ahead, Joe.
What I listen to is Last American Vagabond. Other than that, I used to listen to a little bit of Joe Rogan, but just kind of just lost touch over the years. That's it. You know, but I don't unfortunately have too much time for anything else. The Last American Vagabond is like a couple hours every couple of days. So
I watch Patrick Bet-David. He's got a podcast. It's mostly politics.
Okay.
It's more towards conservative politics.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of that, but he brings in really cool people. He's an Iranian American as well, just
Okay.
like me. So he brings on a lot of cool people. So I watch that, and besides that, I'm trying to think what else I watch. I like Joe Rogan. I watch Joe Rogan sometimes.
Yeah.
I like it whenever he's there and he smokes his weed and he gets high, and it's entertaining. Some of the people he brings on are really entertaining. There's one guy that he brings on.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name was, but he trolled him the entire time. I have to find it. There's one where he trolls the guy the entire time.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
So, do you watch Joe? You say you watch Joe?
yeah, every now and then, especially just to kind of be a little entertained. I mean, there was nothing really. There's been a few conversations that have been pretty good. Some are. I like the ones that aren't so politically charged.
They're long. They're long.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, I like the ones that are, they show unique characters coming in and talking about it. People I would not normally meet on the street, I guess you could say. And the problem is I've met so many people over the years from all the different places I've been. It's kind of like when you start bringing in here's another business owner. That's somebody I do with at work. When I want to just listen to a podcast, I'm a little more interested in something a little different. I think that's really what I'm going for.
Right.
So.
Yeah, there's another guy that I've been watching a lot of variety of different things. Let's see what his name is. Actually, I was watching him. Let's see if I can find his name. I think his name is Myron. Is it Myron Gordon? Myron Gordon.
Golden?
No, Gordon. Is
Gordon.
it Myron? Is it Golden or Gordon? Hold on. He's Myron Golden. Forgive me, Myron Golden. Do you watch him?
I've seen him before. I'm a big fan of his work. Yeah.
Yeah, Myron Golden. I've been watching a lot.
Lovely beard.
He's got great beard, but really, really, he's got one that talks about how to get rich selling to rich people. You should definitely watch that one. It's very interesting. It's really more of talking about knowing your value, knowing your worth.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur. And I think those of you that are watching that are trying to understand how to get into being an entrepreneur, and it evolves. We've learned that through the years. The business has definitely evolved.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the business has changed almost completely, to
Right.
Accommodate all the different things that people need. And that really boils down to it. We've been, the nature, of course, of tech guys, and the reason why we say it's changed over the years is because it has to, every, the moment you start adopting some brand new technology, you're already late, like half the time. So it feels like when we say we're adapting, it's like we finally have adopted something that we know is going to benefit people. It may not be the most hottest thing in the room, but we know it's going to help people.
It's interesting. So serendipity here, you're talking about evolving technology. You were talking about Myron Golden. My favorite bit that he does is he was talking about the evolution of progress and how it's changed throughout the years and how it's expanding and accelerating way faster as time goes on.
Did you watch the chart where he talks about from farmland wealth?
Yes.
You saw that one.
Yeah.
So he talks about the information age and how from 2003 and like it just shot. Yes, I watched that. It was awesome.
So for our viewers listening in here, I can't summarize it as well as him. He's the most charismatic dude you'll ever see on TV. But the gist of it is for thousands and millions of years, you've got farmers, and you could learn the trade, pass it on to your kids. They'd learn the trade as well, and you'd be good to go for years and years. Civilization happened, farming. You've got military occupations. Now you start getting into cities, and then they move into the Industrial Revolution.
Correct.
Now you're learning factory work, and that would have been good. You learn factory work, and that would have been good for about 100, 200 years, maybe less. Then you move on to the next age, and it's like
manufacturing.
More automated manufacturing, and
yep.
now you're talking like 50 years at most.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're entering the information age, and your skill sets last maybe 10, 20 years, and they predict the next one's going to be 5. And so if you go from millions of years to a couple decades to...
Yeah, then it became interesting because the progression changed from information age to, education, edutainer. I think one of the topics he talked about was becoming an edutainer online.
Yeah.
Then getting your information from social media. Then it evolved again. And then now we've moved into, webinars and whatever else. And now we're in the artificial intelligence age. And with that, he wasn't focused really about just using the tools, but understanding that there's a core foundation. You gotta watch it. It's really neat.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. Joe, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I've heard the explanation. I find it interesting, though, how much this correlates with what I think about when it comes to technology, when they talk about the singularity and all this wonderful stuff where artificial intelligence is going to go so fast and it's going to, by the time it starts creating stuff for itself, it's going to go down crazy at that point. But I think it's interesting how similar all this really is to that, because as far as I'm concerned, change in technology is going at a breakneck speed right now. Even when we don't talk about artificial intelligence, we're talking about all the things that are happening even around us right now that we're not even aware of. One of the things that I'm constantly reminded of is what used to take decades to change is now taking months to change. Be it the way people perceive government, be it the way people do health and beyond. There's every facet of life, and so it's a little scary to think about, only not because of one particular thing, because I think all the tools like AI and all this other stuff it's there and they're not going anywhere. But I think the scariest part is the human intention behind, or what humans are doing right now to themselves by not really being able to digest everything that's happened. It's impossible.
well, to go back to Myron we're talking about, and one thing that he was talking about is it's how you use these tools. Everybody's focused on, okay, the tools are going to change. Tools have already changed the world. Let's just be honest. The tools have already changed the world. the adoption process has already started taking place in a very fast manner, right? We all agree, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think what needs to be focused on, what he talked about, was the clarity, making sure that it's no longer a matter of how smart you are in terms of your education, your background, your professional development, because it's all at our fingertips.
Yeah.
Like Joe, like right now, I talked about synthetic butter. I don't even remember the name. Within 2 seconds, you're able to quickly tell me the name of the product, who the manufacturer is, how long they've been around, and so forth. So the information's at our fingertips. But what's important is having clarity of being able to articulate and be able to clearly explain what you're trying to gain from it. So when you're using the tool and you write, I want to build a house, it's not clear.
No.
But I want you, one second. You want to build a house, it's very vague. But if I say, I want to build a 4-story house, what type of foundation do I need to start with? How thick does it need to be? And you got to be very precise and build from that. Go ahead. Sorry, Ross.
No, you're absolutely right on that. And I actually wonder if maybe the next generation of skills that are going to be needed aren't necessarily tech skills. I know that's been pushed pretty heavily. I'm a benefactor of that as well. But I actually think literacy skills, writing, is going to be the next big thing, because the better you can articulate and structure your thoughts, the better you could tell something like ChatGPT or Gemini or Llama to take care of you.
And I would even throw in critical thinking is going to be a lost art, because the problem we're running into right now is just that, it's because there's the knowledge, obviously how things work, but what to do with them and when to do things with them is going to be a big deal. You talk about building a house, that I want to build a 4-story house. Well, okay, what kind of trim do you want? What kind of roof tiles? Is it going to be ceramic? What's the deal, right?
Right.
And the answer is, well, if you didn't think anything beyond, I wanted just a 2-story house. Well, yeah, you're not going to get what you wanted. And I think that's where people are going to show their biggest strength, is being able to be, like you said, have that clarity, dial it in and critically think, and be able to disregard or move things aside that aren't important, because there's going to be so much noise.
Well, I'll go one step further. Let's go to application development. You talk to a prompt, it gives you output. But there's another tool called lovable.dev. And for those of you that are in the coding space, you have your own tech stack. You got your IDE, you got your compiler, you got your style, you got all that right, okay? But what about for the people that know a business problem, know what they want to be able to solve it, don't know how to code, but understand some logic? Let's just go a little step further. You've taken some coding classes. You understand the concept of object-oriented programming. You understand how objects work. You understand how functions work. You understand all that, but you don't care for programming. That would be me, okay? That's me. You know enough where you don't want to do it, okay? So lovable.dev is the space to be in. So let's say...
Not sponsored, by the way.
No, it'd be
really
great, though, if you guys want to hook us up. It'd be great, because I'm totally down for this tool. But... But right, sorry, I have to. It's a great product, I'll be honest with you. But going back to we were talking about, so let's say that you have a CSV file, comma separated value, Excel spreadsheet, right? And essentially it's got data, and you want to take this data, you want to be able to parse it. You parse it, you want it to be able to filter, manipulate, and do some data where you can pull information online and validate it. We'll just leave it at that, okay? You know what you need, like you know that you want to build a lunchbox, Joe. Okay, we're gonna go back to your lunch. You want to build a lunchbox, okay? You know that you need a hammer. You know that you need some nails. You know you need some wood. You know that you're gonna need some finishing products, right? You're gonna have to sand it, so you know all the different components that goes into it. But what if you could tell this tool that I want to do this, and I'm gonna use all these things, make it happen? That's lovable.dev. And here's the best part. It starts to build. And whenever it has issues where it breaks and doesn't work properly, it fixes itself. And so whenever you run it, you run this app or whatever you built, and you see that you click on it, it's not working properly, you just say, hey, this thing's not actually functioning. And you tell it, and it says, oh, this is a problem with it. Let me quickly fix that for you. And it fixes it for you. It's great. So if you're looking to create an MVP product, go ahead and try lovable.dev, and we're plugging you in again.
So lovable.dev, we would love to talk some more about that with you guys. If you have no problem with this, Sean has been like a crack addict, and he has been going he's been going with all different methods he can think of to get inside and really test the system. And I think that's one of the things that Sean and I really share in common. Is we love to push the limits of whatever it is we put our hands on, and it's like,
and we love to share.
Right, we love to share.
Yep.
And like, but I definitely, the goal is never to break it, really. It's just to see, well, I kind of know what I would like for it to do. Can it do everything I want it to do? And honestly, from what I've seen, it looks pretty
You've
amazing.
seen it. You've seen what I'm talking about.
It.
And let me just say this. This is 2025 and we're talking about this. In 2024, the Houston Media Conference, it didn't exist. Or at least it was just coming out.
Yeah.
We're in 2025 and it's doing this. What's going to happen in 5 years? I can't really understand or comprehend where we're going to be in 5 years.
Well, and I think that's really what we love to see is when you get people of a bunch of different minds, a bunch of different people. I'm going to show the wide shot here. You can't really see too much because they have this nice big thing right over here. But what's great, guys, is that you have all these people coming in from all these different walks of life and all these different disciplines. And, when you start doing stuff like that, you start to grow the community. Look, these guys started, if I'm not mistaken, around 270 people in attendance for the first year, And that first attendance was pretty good for that year. I mean, it just showed that there was a lot of effort to put out the word, and you got a lot of people in. The vendors came in. We were part of that as well.
Yeah.
Now, what's great is now here we are, and my camera is just absolutely not working right now. There we go. Okay. Anyway, but now, like the second year, I believe it had almost 650.
It doubled, more than doubled.
Yeah. It tripled almost, right? And so so this year they're saying they're probably going to have over 1,000, and that's just 3 years. So I mean, guys, it's working. Whatever it is they're doing, and more importantly, I think it's because of what I said. It's they're bringing all these different people from different walks of life, including crazy knuckleheads like us.
Yep.
Who come in and
Right.
have definitely the intention of helping people understand what they need.
If anything else, sorry, Ross. I was just going to say that I'm really interested in seeing, Ross, your reflection at the end of Sunday, and let us know what you think about it, because we're excited to see that.
Yeah, no, this is one heck of an experience. I've never been to one of these kinds of conferences before, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're going to see a ton of traffic over here, a ton of people. The panels are pretty good, so really, really excited. Yeah. So between the butter and the lovable dev, we talked about a lot of different concepts today.
We sure did.
It's great. So
Well, we're definitely coming up to the hour mark. So, guys, we'll go ahead and probably put a pin in it right now. And just so you know, in the future, and of course now my camera's not registering at all, which is fantastic. But in the near future, you'll see us again tomorrow. We're going to definitely be on, and we're going to also going to be probably taking hour-long breaks, going for an hour and then taking a break and then coming back for another hour. We did last time. We kind of had it on like the entire time, and Sean and I were dead by the end of it. So we would like to avoid a little bit of that this time. So I don't know, Sean, if you feel the same way, and maybe we can, do that.
you know what? And I'll say this: by Sunday, you're really tired,
Yeah.
but it's the reflection of like whenever you're back at home and you're going through all the social media and you're seeing all the great things that happened at the conference, and you were a part of it. And I think what really makes a difference this time, Joe, before we put a pin in it, is the fact that this is our third year of being a part of something that started so small,
Yeah.
and it's just grown, and we've grown too as a team.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, till tomorrow, we'll be around 3 or 4 p.m., I think. So we'll be back, guys. Come out to the conference. Come check it out. I'm going to put the link really quick in our chat. Feel free, guys, to go in, check out the schedule. Again, things start at 9 a.m. tomorrow,
Joe, are you going to share your recipe for chicken?
and we're going to share my recipe for chicken. It's going to be definitely not a bunch of Vegeta.
Roger.
It is a bunch of Vegeta, but it's also it's also a whole lot more than just that. All right, guys, y'all have a wonderful rest of the evening, guys. We'll catch y'all tomorrow.